Shalom, Akim. I'm gonna give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who teach in Royal Vale and say takes to all document on four corners of earth who's pushing his truth, sincerity. Shalom, Akim. I'm gonna get into this story I seen. I was like, oh my gosh, man, my people they just gonna continue to just coon it out, huh? They just gonna coon it out. That's it. That's all. It says Village of Dalton celebrates Pope Leo's 70th birthday with gospel music and balloons. So you already know who that was. Who's the one who promotes gospel music all over every day? That gospel music. We gotta have the church. We gotta have the praise dance. We gotta have the senior citizens praise the gospel choir going. You know, and the list goes on and on. But these people, our people are sick, man. They're lost, man. They're lost hope. 2/3 of our people are lost hope, man. Just plain and simple. And they show their naked ass all the time, man. It ain't been a day since the advent of this internet. They ain't been on the internet just showing their ass, somehow, some way. But this was ironic. This how crazy was this one in Village of Dalton. If you know anything about Dalton, Illinois. They just got their mayor up out of there. She was embezzling money. And previous to that, they had another mayor in there that was doing what he did. And truthfully, that area out there in them suburbs, South Side suburbs, which used to be ran by the mob, now they put these Negroes in the play, and they doing nothing but robbing the piggy bank. But that's a story for another video. But let's stick to this one. But that adds into my point because, the village is so poor. As far as funding, poor as far as getting things done, potholes, police work, that type of things, But they gonna get out there and sing for the Pope though. Pope don't even know them. Pope ain't nowhere around here, but they gonna sing for him at his house on his birthday. These church people swear, that everything they do is holy and good, and they're going contrary to the scriptures, Celebrating birthdays, contrary to the scriptures, idolizing the Pope, contrary to the scriptures. So these people, they contradict themselves all the time, man. And they're being made of fools. They're being made of fools, But this is why, we got to point them out, man, our own people. It's Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord, man. And our people, this is our people in a nutshell, man. They are not seeking the Lord. They're seeking everything else but the Lord, man. They love the idol worship, man. They love their reverend. They love the choir. They love the choir director. They love the people who help put the church together. Everything but the Lord, man. These are some worldly people, Isaiah 31:2. Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity, man. Just more and more sin poured upon you, And they love it, man. They sing and praise and dance these things, man. You had like 10 ladies out there in their Sunday's best, singing, clapping, and cheering, and whatever other praise thing they could do. Threw a little ointment water on steps or whatever. The man don't even live there. He ain't lived there in years, man, decades. Matter of fact, once again, that area over there has something called a white flight. Well, a lot of the white people moved up out of that area, man. But that's going to once again, because you trust in him, that's going to be the death of you, man. Isaiah 13:15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword, man. So you want to continuously praise Esau. You want to continuously chuck and jive and sing for him, when his downfall is right there, I always think about the image of when Jake was whooping on that one Edomite dude, and the nigga woman seen it, and she said, enough's enough! And she just jumped through her whole body in there to protect this dude. She don't know him for nowhere, but ready to kill herself for her lover, Esau. You know, it's numerous of stories of Jake just pouncing on Edomites, and the nigga woman just throws her body out of nowhere in there to protect that demon, man. You know? So guess what, man? Like Isaiah 13:15 said, since you want to be joint hand in hand with him, you're going to be thrust through with the sword, man, when the time comes, man. You know? Damn, nigga woman. And yeah, you go to these, you deal with these damn churches and stuff, man. The Lord ain't dealing with those churches, man. The Lord is not dealing with any of that wickedness, man. Those house of harlots, he can keep them all, man. You know, they're not learning nothing. They're just there to look, you know, and put on a show, man. And they're cool with that, man. You know, Sunday's best church people, they cool with that. You know, the fashion show. All week, they've been at work, and now on a Sunday, they get to go to the church. That's their club. You know, they dance, they sing, they gossip. You know, they go downstairs for the Domino's plate after service, you know. And then they go home. That's their day. You know? This is 2 Peter 2, and I'm going to start at 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemning them with the overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. And vexed just Lot, and delivered just Lot, vexed with filthy conversation of the wicked, man. You know, so once again, in these churches, they ain't talking about nothing, man. Their conversation is wicked, man. You know, it's wicked, wicked. What are they talking about, man? The next dance moves, the next choir sing off. They're not talking about the name of the Lord. They're not trying to read the scriptures and understand what's going on. You know, what are they talking about, man? Follies, man. Follies leads this place, man. This is why it's put up in great dignity. This is why these reverend dudes, they just had a dude, one of these mega church dudes was on stage, and a lady jumped out, you know, and started just getting down on him. And this is what they always do. You're not going to stop me from praying to my God. You know, yeah, you're praying to the God of this world, man. You know, you're not praying to the Heavenly Father because you don't know him. He don't know you. Well, he knows you. He knows you're wicked, you know. Matthew 7:21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Oh, that's a cut, you know. Once again, you got a lot of people out there, you know, professing to say that they know the Lord. Some of them saying they saved already, you know. And the scriptures speak otherwise, that man, you know. Scriptures contradict what they're saying, man. Matthew 7:22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity, man. So, you know, get right, man. You know, while the Lord's prophets are still out here, you know, it's not too late for 2/3 to come out in wicked ways, and wicked coon ass ways, man. It's gonna lead to your death, you know. Because at the end of the day, you know, your enemy's still gonna hate you, man. You know, you're just making the Lord mad. That's all you doing. It's provoking the Lord, man, to wrath upon your black ass. You know, your Latino ass. Since you want to coon it up too. Them niggas will sing a song and put it in Spanish. And Trump told y'all not to talk Spanish, man. You know? This is Psalm 91, and I'm going to start at the top 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress. My power in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. Oh, man, them women out there singing these songs and all that BS choir, gospel singing, all they doing is breeding homos, man, when you think about it, man. You know, they breed homosexuals, man. That's all they do. And choir directors and choirs, you know. Psalm 91 and 4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by the day. At the end of the day, we're putting our trust in the Lord, man. We're not putting our trust in no idols. We're not putting our trust in no pope. None of these worldly reverends are revering people that they have at the church. We're not trusting none of them, man. Our trust is in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. And we know the name of the Lord, and we're going to put our trust in it. And that's just what it is, man. And that's our power, While 2/3 of our people will be praying to the Pope and whatever worldly figure they put a cross in front of their face, that's what they're going to pray to, man. But we have the truth, and we thank the Lord for pulling us out of this wicked world and giving us this light. With that being said, it was edifying. Shalom, Akim.